Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Today is the 25th of March 2022. There was an hour-long Star Citizen live with the EUPU gameplay feature team. Mouthful, a follow-up from yesterday on Inside Star Citizen. Here's what you need to know. Thorsten, Jarek, and Jacob, the members of this panel, are responsible for drafting up how the game systems work and work together. There's a current focus on how the loot system works and is being balanced, and their recent additions have been the laser trip mine. Jared said that there are various featured teams all over the world in different offices, and not all of our questions today might be relevant to this specific team from the EU. The forum questions were from a month ago, and Jared said that that was great because they had more time to get proper answers. Refueling is new for 317, and Thorsten outlined the basics. You need a starfare. You need to initiate the regular refuel panel like we're all used to. Let's call it the Cryastro page for those of us that remember. When you do this though, each fuel cell will be individually visible and you can choose what to put what where. Anyways, once you've found someone who needs fuel, you negotiate the price, you extend the arm, and the transaction occurs. It's all set up to be like a mini mission. Jared asked how much of the system had evolved since January. Thorsten said that they had added variable flow speed, and that was really the only change to the mechanics since then. They said that we can expect a transfer time of about 45 seconds for small ships, and something like an 890 jump would obviously take longer. Snubs attached to the Connie fleet will not be able to refuel from them, but they can still refuel from a starfare, but that is something that they would love to explore in the future. If you dump fuel, it's gone. If you want to jettison entire fuel pods, you'll be able to, and they confirmed the plan is to let you collect and attach fuel pods that had been jettisoned providing they were undamaged. Someone in chat asked about dropping them like bombs, and it wasn't answered, but that's interesting, right? You jettison something in Atmo with gravity, what happens? They confirmed that there are still plans to further flesh out mining gameplay to improve teamwork. They indicated that this is only in the initial planning stage. Chat then asked, how are we supposed to know what mining gadget to use if the scanning system isn't fully detailed enough to support that? The reply was that they're planning to improve scanning to address this specific concern. Jared observed that both the community and the developers on the panel seem to share the same frustration about the evolving game. It's intended to be super detailed and interwoven, and thus can be buggy and time-consuming to reach the final vision. Surface mineral veins on land and asteroids are still being planned as part of the facet of mining, like was said in the original Prospector concept document, but that is not being actively developed. They spoke about life support. The plan is still that there is going to be a finite capability to support the assigned numbers of intended life forms on the ship. So if you have a ship of 5, the life support will support 5. If you open the side door of a Cutlass, the interior atmosphere will blend with whatever's on the outside. We already know that. If you close the door, it might take some time to restore the original atmosphere. You'll be able to prioritize, for example, which room in a multi-room system will take priority. You'll be able to change the temperature and the speed of the scrubbers and other factors. The team has nothing to do with night vision, so all of the questions that were asked today about that were simply ignored. Scrubbers and filters will degrade, and the player will need to perform maintenance on these to keep the life support functional. It sounds as though they're going to make it so you can go up as a character and pull the scrubber right out and replace it, like a gigantic filter. They said once these systems were complete, you could in theory kill life support to use that power towards shields or weapons, just like we see in Star Trek. You could also in theory set your life support to a hostile state to mess with an attacker, but then they said that the attacker would be able to defeat that just by wearing a helmet. They confirmed again that fire would drop oxygen and add carbon monoxide to a room. The fire would extinguish when the oxygen was depleted, and there would be a vacuum that would be drawn in that sealed room. They also indicated that this is all part of the future plan. This isn't new stuff. We have already heard this. Jared then went down a rabbit hole and asked in general terms what the overall vision was for resource management. The answer was exactly the same as what was said the last time and exactly how it's portrayed in pretty much any sci-fi universe. And then they confirmed that when these systems are added, a 100% overhaul on the ship fleet will need to be done, which I suppose would be the platinum standard. And they said that all of these things would be done at the same time so that other upgrades from other teams would be added at the same time. Looting has changed, and chat asked for loot boxes to snap to grids, but that system is being reviewed in general and awaiting other systems. They confirmed that some items would simply not be able to be bought and they must be looted. Stuff and people being blown out of a hull breach is still planned, and they said that that's dependent on many supporting features that aren't being worked on. That's it. Thanks very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.